Hi there, my name's Jeffrey. Today I'm going to be playing Dysfunctional Systems. Episode 1, Learning to Manage Chaos. If you haven't heard of Dysfunctional System, it's made by the people who made Juniper's Knot, a very popular visual novel that spawned, obviously a couple sequels and spin-offs as well. But yeah, I really liked Juniper's Knot. I got part 1 and part 2 finished about 2 weeks ago, and I really was looking for the Dysfunctional Systems, which just came out like earlier this month, I believe. So I'm really hyped about it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna delve into this. I don't know the full story. I know it has to deal with the concept of multiple universes. I know it has to deal with the idea of being able to go through each and every one and trying to, I don't know, manage them or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds very interesting, and I really just wanted to get into it. Let's look around. Some soundtrack covers, posters. Okay, that should be completely fine. Probably right. There we go. Full darker. Yeah, this should be all fine. Alright. Well, let's go in. Working families across Brighton are no doubt showing a collective sigh of relief today, as the legislation for a minimum wage increase of 50 cents passed in Parliament early this morning. This bill comes after public outcry that the majority of Brighton citizens are without enough income, too poor to make ends meet after the recent increase in food prices. The change brings minimum wage for workers working over 40 hours a week to $3.67 an hour. Jeez. And workers working less to $3.20. Although welcomed by most, there has been stiff opposition toward the bill from foreign investors, primarily those from Gabria? Whatever. Major Gabrian companies such as Ujgo, Nokirli, have warned that wage increases would hurt Brighton's economy, arguing that the new rate would force more layoffs as they cannot afford as many employees. President Barnaby, who has been supportive of the legislation since God, I'm gonna just give you a heads up here. I don't have the best speaking skills when it comes to reading this stuff off, so I'm really sorry if it gets kind of annoying. But anyways, back on the topic. Since its inception, we're told that well-fed employees were more productive and reminded Uchko and Norkili representatives that employing a Brighton citizen was still over 16 times less expensive than employing a citizen of their home country. Stocks did, however, take a moderate tumble after the approval of the legislation. President Barnaby assured citizens that the drop should only be temporary and that the markets will begin to rise again after the initial shock has subsided. With this minimum wage increase, Barnaby has finally fulfilled the last of the campaign promises made during his 1523 campaign trail. Whether or not he manages to accomplish his 1527 goals remains to be seen. With that, we conclude our hourly business report. Next up, the latest in entertainment news. Without a doubt, I still find it strange. Everything strange, bizarre. Really, if these worlds were nothing like my own, at least then I could appropriately flip out. But no, they're similar. Too similar. I keep sipping into a feeling of normalcy, only to have that sensation of strangeness slap me across the face at the first sight of something weird. There are plenty of weird sights around to do so, too. Like, for instance, these advanced-looking televisions in this decrepit-looking building, which I can only assume is an electronics store. They are the first things I've seen since arriving in this world that actually look somewhat new, fancy even. Up until now, everything's been old, ramshackle, and in various states of disrepair. It makes me feel really nervous. It's just so profoundly disturbing. Will I ever get used to this? I think that I will, some year, decade from now, if my mentor is any indication. Look at him, standing there so aloof, as if this were just another day to him, which, yeah, I suppose it is. Well, what do I know? Nothing. Winter? Guess that's the name. Winter. Oh, God. Yes? What do you think? Think about what? About we just saw and heard. Oh. Lots of periods. Ellipses. To be honest, I wasn't really thinking about anything. Winter, we've only just started. Please try to focus. Yes. Yeah, I will. Sorry. It's just... well... I'm still finding it a bit hard to wrap my head around the idea of destructive conflict. What? Well, of course I was the same way when I first started out. There aren't that many examples of conflict at all in our world. Right? You might even find it surprising that war is actually a word in our dictionary. Totally. Yet still. Winter, you'll come to understand conflict very well. Don't worry. After all, you'll be doing nothing but dealing with it. Lame. Well, anyway. You read the material on this world, right? It should have been your homework. It was. Then tell me what you think. Perhaps it's time to admit that I didn't spend much of last night reading the material, so much as turning the pages and glancing at them. I was tired and honestly found watching the bubbles in my soda significantly more captivating than the words in those files. The way they merge with each other and crawl up the glass is really incredibly pretty. You're certainly pondering the rather hard there, Winter. You must be whipping up a dazzling answer. Ellipses. Brain is poor? That's a fact, Winter, not a thought. Sorry. What I think nothing. Look, what I've learned so far in class doesn't seem to be particularly applicable to this world, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to care. How can I care anyways? Besides all that, this is all so disconnected from me. Plus, it's only my second world. For heaven's sake, I'm still flummoxed by the fact that other worlds exist. What? I'm trying to wrap my head around this. God, I don't know what's going on. What am I supposed to do? Think when they just toss me in these places, give me a pat on the back and say, "Be on your way, married child"? Actually, here's a thought. What kind of name is Brighton? That's a stupid name for a country. It sounds more like a town. The town of Brighton. Population 40. Erg. Blah. I'll scream blah at Cyrus and any other mentor who questions me like this. I mean, I won't, but I would. I completely, totally, and so would. For now, though, an awkward and wobbling smile is all I can muster. Blah. Cyrus doesn't look so happy. Doesn't want to deal with your fucking shit, whoever you are, Winter. Your hair is the same color as your emotions, cold and distant. God. Anyways. Well, whatever. ellipsis. Question mark? What? Alright. What do you think the next step is? Alright, cool it, Winter. Just remain calm and genuinely consider the question. The next thing to do, we need to learn things that weren't given, right? Sir, I couldn't ask my last mentor. Why are the dossiers we get before we come to these places so thin? Well, it's because they are simply comprised of first-hand information, noteworthy things that the mediators have gathered through observation and gleaned from prior trips to the world. You're lucky you even have that much. Sometimes you get sent to the worlds that have never been visited before. Let me tell you, it's never fun when a surprise dragon flies out from behind a mountain, or when you realize that the person you've been talking to is really just a convincing projection, or worse, a robot. What? And once you start going into systems that threaten your definition of what being a world even means, good luck. Then again, only experienced mediators have to deal with such things. You won't be going to any unvisited worlds. At least, definitely not yet. Oh. Another question. Why revisit worlds that have been helped? I mean, once order is in place, everything should be fine, right? Cyrus frowns, but his expression seems more complicated than that. I say that because his frown isn't alone. In his eyes, there's a glint of irritation directed at no one in particular. As any glint, it's gone in a second, replaced by another thing that I can't quite decipher. Part of me is curious as to what it is, but most of me doesn't care. Here's the short answer. Because chaos cannot be contained or removed. Although it can be lessened by us, it will rise again over time. Sir, are you saying there's no point to anything? No. Chaos is not inherently bad, Winter. It is the means by which all worlds are born and continue, even ours. Furthermore, it is the spark of evolution. It plays a key part in those mutations which allow life to grow and improve itself. However, for life to succeed, there also must be order. It's like, it's like how cells must work together and organs must serve their purpose. You see, a system where chaos is stronger than order is likely to collapse, just as an organism which has succumbed to disease is likely to die. In short, we are not here to eradicate chaos, Winter. We are only here to keep it in check. Oh. Anyway, where do you think we should go next? Well, someplace with a lot of information, I suppose. Allow me to get to thinking about such a place. Oh, surprise. Done. The answer is so obvious. It's insulting. Yeah, it is insulting. But, anywho. I think that this is the main character. On the left. You probably realize that already. But, I don't know, sometimes stories like to take a big plot twist, eh? But, yeah, so far pretty interesting. After all, I'd already gone there during my first meditation. Mediation, God. The library! No, that's not it. Why would we go to the library? I mean, either your line of thought, libraries can tell you about a lot of the world's history, and I would bet there are computers there too, considering the world we're in. Unfortunately, that kind of knowledge probably wouldn't be so helpful for this job. Well, what about scholarly journals? Reliable sources? No, I think we should find a bar. Huh? Is Hmm? What is it? Oh, well, I just had a thought. Are the bars here, like, special, like, library bars? I figured maybe you like a drink as you read, maybe. Ellipsis. Winter, stop thinking about libraries. Sorry. Bars here should be normal. As far as I'm aware, we'll head there because bars are where people go to talk. Cyrus then turns to walk away, as if it is the next natural thing to do. Well, it is not. I stand incredulously for 3 full seconds before realizing that we were supposed to move ahead. I keep stumbling my words, man. Well, here we are, walking along. Is this a street? I've seen a few vehicles pass us by, but so I guess it is. Or I should say that I've heard them, for they have been loud. They're pretty sorry for excuses for transportation, though. They have these grotesque metal protrusions out of their fronts, which billow dark smoke and occasionally drip liquid. As if that weren't bad enough, almost every frame of these things looked like a bludgeon team went wild on it. They were such bewildering things that they distracted me from the matter at hand. Cyrus, is he not going to elaborate at all? He just walked off after telling me that people talk at bars. Thanks, Cyrus. I would not have guessed that people talk at places. Yeah, people talk at places. And places talk about people. Isn't he supposed to be teaching me? How can I learn anything with such vague statements? Hey, you know what? Many people learn shit from vague statements, man. Chill your dick, man. God. Well, Winter. Well, you need to go to the ice cream parlor, Winter, because they sell food, Winter. Well. What? Goodness, how annoying. And hasn't he been annoying since orientation? Pestering me and staring at me and annoying an unlikable person. This Cyrus with a reputation at that, I hear. I mean, seriously, don't people talk everywhere? Sir, don't people talk everywhere? Isn't that the sort of things humans are known for in general? Well, aren't you, Snippy? What? Oh crap, I just ruined everything, didn't I? I need to stop thinking so much or I'll let my thoughts slip out. Ugh, I shouldn't have said it like that. He's my superior. I he'll lower my grade now. Sorry, sir. I didn't mean to be. It's just a bit frustrating when you don't explain yourself properly. Oh, I thought it was mostly self-explanatory. Not really at all, sir. Well, maybe it is, but I don't really know anything about bars. I haven't even seen the outside of one. Ah, that's right. We're really not into drinking back home, are we? I don't know if I would say that. Perhaps not everyone is the same. Well, bars are generally a place where people go to unwind, and the alcohol loosens their lips, so to speak. They'll talk about almost anything, themselves, their troubles, and often the root of the problems with involve what is troubling the world's people. Deep shit, man, deep. It's a useful place to visit. I feel like we walked by that same building like twice already. Speaking of problems, what was the issue of that last world you visited? Pollution. The world was kind of oldish and much less practical than ours. They kept throwing out their stuff wrong and had bad ways of making energy. The water ended up getting poisoned and a lot of them were sick. Long-term project, I assume? Yeah, my mentor had already been working on it for a while before I came. I think it was around 5 months. That's so. Glad I'm assigned short-term projects. It'd be something awful to get stuck with the same problem for nearly a year. What? I agree, but I don't know about the way you said that. How long did you shadow her? 3 days. I see. Alright, sorry, excuse me. You've never had alcohol, have you? What? No, sir, I would never. I mean, I'm too young. I stop in my track, and he stops to turn. His lips then curl up in a kind of oh ho ho expression, oh ho ho, and at my innocence ripe to be defiled. It is creepy. I'm uncomfortable. No, you wouldn't do anything against the rules, would you? Is that a test? A trick? A challenge? No sir, I wouldn't. The smell bronze at this, my discomfort increases. You know, Winter. Each world you visit will have its own laws, its own customs, and its own social graces. You're going to have to learn to make your mind a little more flexible if you want to succeed. I'm going to have you drink some alcohol at the bar. You're gonna get her fucking drunk, man. You're gonna try to get in there, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. Excuse me? I don't want to. Besides, I'm underage. It's against the law. Well, Winter, in many cultures you will be expected to drink, even at your current age. You should be ready for that. You should know the effects alcohol has on yourself and others. Jeez. Seems like these people have only been together for like a day and they're already getting planned to smash and shit. I don't even know. What? He's telling me to break the law? Whoa, no. This is completely out of my comfort zone. I probably hate alcohol. Even, like, I do not want to do this. I mean, I know we're in another world, so it's not really the law, but no, this is my conviction. I was born and raised to a set of rules. I think it would be best to live by them. It's like what I learned in class. One might think it's best to try absorbing all aspects of culture's met. It, however, is not advisable in absorbing a culture. You run the risk of becoming absorbed by that culture as well. Mediators should not forget who they are. I'm Winter Harrison. I will not be shaken by this. Well, those are some cool words to live off of, and end the video on. That's been part 1. I kind of want to give a quick heads up here. I'm going to be uploading the videos in parts of 25 minutes each, because I've realized that for some reason there's problems whenever I try to upload it over 30 minutes. Mostly in the fact that some parts get cut off, or the sound gets mistransferred somewhere else. Like, it'll be off by like 20 seconds, so it's like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just going to have to upload it like this. I'm sorry if you have to constantly go through like 12 episodes after I'm done playing this game. But, yeah. Yet again, sorry if my voice isn't that great. I really want to try getting better and stuff. So I'm going to keep practicing at this until I can, well, get better. So, thank you for watching. My name's Jeffrey. This has been Dysfunctional Systems, Part 1, Episode 1, Learning to Manage Chaos. There's gonna be a Part 2 probably in like, I'm gonna get started on like 10 minutes, and I'm gonna upload all of this, so thank you very much. Have a nice night or morning or wherever you are. See you guys.